There comes a moment in every life when the soul is weary of confusion and longs for a straight path. That path begins not with action, but with a thought. A single thought so powerful, so true, that it clears away the debris of years. It is the thought that says, "All things are possible to the one who believes." This is not mere hope or wishful thinking. It is a spiritual law. When the mind aligns with truth, the outer world obeys. The body is healed, the lack disappears, the love returns, not by force, but by divine right. This one thought is your permission slip to peace. It does not beg or plead, it declares. It says, "I already have what I asked for," and the universe, being perfect in design, must mirror back the image held in faith. There is no delay in the mind of God. What you speak in faith is already done in spirit. Do not wait to see it to believe. Believe, and you shall see. This one thought, fully accepted, deeply trusted, will change your life forever. It is not outside you. It has been waiting for your agreement. Say it now. I walk in truth, and truth makes me free. From this moment forward, your life shall mirror this sacred decree. Struggle often comes not from what is outside us, but from the conflict within the mind, pulled in many directions. Doubt, fear, past wounds creates a tangled web of delay and disappointment. But one thought, pure and aligned with divine truth, spoken with unwavering faith, cuts through this chaos like light dispelling darkness. It does not need time, effort, or reasoning. Only belief. That single thought, held with spiritual certainty, has the power to undo years of wandering in confusion. It is like striking a match in a long dark room. The light does not ask the darkness to leave. It simply shines, and the shadows vanish. When your word aligns with truth, and you speak it from the deep well of inner knowing, doors once shut begin to open. What felt impossible begins to flow. The aligned thought does not struggle. It commands, for it carries the authority of spiritual law. Your breakthrough does not come by effort, but by agreement with the truth already written for you. Destiny does not unfold by chance. It responds to the quality of your thought. The instant you align your mind with truth, even silently, the unseen currents of life begin to shift in your favor. Right thinking is not wishful thinking. It is thinking grounded in divine order, faith, and fearless expectancy. When your thought becomes a declaration of what is spiritually true, you no longer drift in uncertainty. You command the tide. The universe, being obedient to divine law, reorganizes itself around your inner conviction. What seemed immovable begins to move. What was delayed begins to arrive. The outer world, once filled with resistance, now bends to reflect your inner transformation. The change is not forced, it is allowed. Through one quiet, resolute decision to think rightly, you're no longer a servant of circumstances, you become the master of your experience. In that moment, your life takes a new direction. Not by struggle, but by spiritual alignment. Illusions are the shadows born from fear, doubt, and false belief. They cloud the mind, distort reality, and keep you walking in circles, seeking answers where there is only confusion. But truth, pure, divine truth, needs no argument. It arrives like lightning, silent but undeniable. And in an instant, all the lies lose their grip. One flash of truth, one clear realization of who you truly are in spirit, can dissolve years of limitation. It does not need to be explained or proven, it simply is, and its presence makes the false impossible to maintain. The illusion of lack fades before the truth of divine supply. The illusion of rejection dissolves before the truth of your worth. Truth does not fight darkness, it replaces it. When you awaken to a single, luminous idea born of the divine, such as I am already whole, or nothing is lost in spirit, it reorganizes your entire consciousness. Your outer life, once shaped by illusion, begins to reflect this inner clarity. Clarity. The moment you accept that one flash of truth, the spell is broken, and you are free. Your world is not happening to you. It is responding to you. The universe, governed by divine law, is infinitely intelligent and perfectly obedient to the vibration of your inner world. What you consistently hold in thought, whether in fear or faith, lack or abundance, becomes the mold through which your reality is poured. The dominant thought is the seed. The universe simply brings the harvest. It does not ask if the thought is good or bad, only if it is repeated, believed, and emotionally charged. If you dwell on worry, life multiplies. Reasons to worry, but the moment you center your mind on peace, on love, on the unwavering belief that all is working in your favor, the entire structure of your reality begins to shift. People, events, and circumstances laid. When you elevate your dominant thought to align with divine truth, you do not chase success or happiness. They are drawn to you as natural companions of your inner state. The outer world cannot help but mirror the image you hold most firmly within. Fear is a prison with invisible bars built from lies the mind has accepted as truth. It holds no real power, only the power you give it through silence and agreement. But the moment you speak the word of truth, that prison begins to crumble. The spoken word, charged with faith and spiritual authority, is not just sound, it is a creative force. When you say, I am safe, I am guided, or divine order rules my life, you are not pleading, you are commanding, and all fear must obey. Truth, once spoken aloud, carries the vibration of liberty. It shakes the foundations of doubt and opens the gates of confidence, clarity, and peace. You do not have to wrestle with fear in silence. Your word is your sword. Use it. Speak it. Declare what is divinely true, even when fear whispers otherwise. The word of faith, boldly spoken, unlocks the chains of mental bondage and sets the soul free. For in that moment, you are no longer reacting to fear. You are rising above it, and the universe must rise. Freedom does not begin in the outer world. It begins in the hidden chambers of the mind. Right thought, aligned with truth, love, and divine law, quietly unlocks the doors that fear and doubt have kept shut. Though no one sees the moment your thought shifts, the effects soon become undeniable. Circumstances soften, obstacles dissolve, and new paths appear where none seemed possible. Right thinking is the soul's agreement with its divine inheritance. It does not beg, it does not chase, it knows. And in that knowing, chains are broken. Passion, worry, or lack begins to fade the moment the mind turns from false appearances and accepts what is eternally true. As you hold the thought of freedom, wholeness, and right action, the outer world must rearrange itself to match. You are not trapped by conditions. You are only ever bound by thought. Change the thought, and you change the experience. The key was never lost, it was simply unclaimed. Right thought claims it, and with it, walks boldly into freedom. There is a perfect wisdom that governs all things. A silent, guiding force that knows the way when the path seems lost. This divine intelligence is never absent, never late, and never confused. It is always working beneath the surface, orchestrating what the human mind cannot comprehend, but it can only operate fully when the soul trusts. Trust is the open door through which divine solutions enter. When you release control and lean into this higher knowing, what once seemed tangled begins to unwind. What appeared blocked begins to flow. You may not see the answer immediately, but the moment you trust, the process begins. Worry is resistance. Trust is alignment. Divine intelligence does not need your struggle. It only asks your surrender, and the soul that walks in faith, even when the evidence is not yet visible, shall never be forsaken. Trust is not weakness. It is spiritual strength. For the one who trusts, divine intelligence becomes the invisible hand that leads, protects, and provides at every step. The mind is a sacred garden, and every thought is a seed. Whatever you water with your attention and emotion begins to grow, slowly, quietly, but with certainty. To dwell upon a thing is to invite it in, to give it shape, to say, this belongs to me. Whether it is peace or panic, lack or abundance, love or rejection, whatever you persistently think about, you are preparing room for in your life. Life does not discriminate between wanted or unwanted. It mirrors your focus. When you make a habit of meditating on fear, fear becomes your experience. But when you dwell on divine provision, healing, and success, those two take form. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the gatekeeper of thought. And thought, held long enough, becomes reality. Choose carefully where your mind rests. For what you hold in consciousness today, you will walk into tomorrow. Turn your attention to the good, the true, the beautiful, and life will deliver it. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Belief is the bridge between the invisible and the visible. You may hear truth, read it, even speak it, but it is only when you believe it that it begins to shape your life. Belief is not passive agreement. It is spiritual acceptance. It is the inner yes that opens the door for truth. To take root and bear fruit in the outer world. When you truly believe that you are divinely guided, your steps begin to align with confidence. When you believe you are worthy, life reflects that worth in relationships, opportunities, and provision. The truth does not become powerful when spoken. It becomes powerful when believed. And once it is believed, it must express a glove